time of this video coming out, we're about 2 months away from the release of the new sports games for this year, and I'm not really looking forward to them as they've pretty much just been complete clones since the last 6 years. Now, I normally always pick up NHL and Madden for the yearly release, but I'm not looking to purchase Madden this year, and NHL is a slight possibility as they haven't revealed anything yet. But as I said earlier, I haven't seen a change in these games since 2014 when we switched gens, and I think everyone can agree with me on that. Now, there are some people who stay true to the games, as I have no problem with them, but I think they need to, take a second look at the game they're playing and notice how there's just barely any differences from the last three, probably. And I think that's just a common thing that needs to be done, is these people need to take a look and realize that there's an issue with this. And I think the developers like EA, they need to do the same, as I don't think they think that these games are bad or that they haven't changed, and that's why they keep doing this to the fan bases, is not changing anything. I'm gonna go on record and say that the NCAA franchise is probably the best of all of the games, as the NCAA football was completely separate from Madden, and the fact that it had completely different modes with some tweaks and like Dynasty and franchise being somewhat similar. But Road to Glory is easily one of the best things, and Dynasty is on a whole nother level. And they haven't made it again since NCAA 14. That was the last game that came out due to the whole issue with colleges not paying the players. But that was easily still better than the Maddens that come out today, and I think that's also pretty agreed on. And like I said, that's almost 7 years to this point that that game came out, and it's still known to be better than Madden 20 and 19. Now, I don't play 2K as much as the other games, but even just looking into the community, it's pretty agreed on that the last good game was 2K17, and then 16 was alright, also known as one of the better ones, but before that, it kind of fell off at 14, and I know the last 3 years have been pretty atrocious for those games. Now, as a pretty regular player of NHL, I can say that EA has not listened to the community once at all, as we've been constantly asking for features that haven't been added, and the only thing that changes is the rosters and maybe the introduction of a new mode or something every year. It's just like the least they can do. The same thing goes for Madden, as the only thing that's like really cared about in Madden is Ultimate Team. Franchise hasn't changed in 5 years. On these stupid modes where you play as a quarterback or something get added, and no one really plays them. No one cares. They play it the first time and then they never touch it again. And they feed into Ultimate Team. Like, it's the only thing that keeps that game up, and it's really annoying. Now, I wouldn't go as far as just saying to take the licensing from EA to make these games, but it could be the only thing to help. But if they just listen to the community somewhat, it would increase the games by tenfold, and it really help their sales, which I don't how like as greedy as a company as EA is, I don't know how they don't see that adding these modes that people like would help them sell more games. It's crazy to me. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't really give a rat's ass about FIFA. I fucking hate soccer, so I'm not gonna complain about it. It could be horrible. I don't know. Now, I think one of the main reasons that they don't really listen to, especially in EA's case, that they don't listen to the community is because they don't have to. They make like an absurd amount of money off Ultimate Team every single year, and the same thing goes for 2K and my career off of upgrading and buying VC and shit. I don't know how that works really, but the fact that they can make so much money off microtransactions without actually changing anything every single year is really the main reason why they don't change anything. Like, they don't have to. They're not forced to. They don't need to make money off adding new features when they know that they have a fan base that will consistently dump $1,000 a year into each game. And it makes me kind of upset too, because as long as the EA and 2K have these people that will dump this money every year for no reason, they aren't going to change, and that's just going to be a fact. Nothing's going to change in these games from this company, as we know EA is the most greediest out there, but nothing will change unless these people stop dumping absurd amounts of money into games. And it really bothers me, because I do enjoy sport games, but I'm just gotta stop playing them, because I'm not willing to dump $60 a year into something that's practically the same as the last five. There's no reason to do that. I guess this video is made just for me to more rant on this issue, as it's kind of my personal beliefs on it and why I think these games are starting to fail, as more people are starting to stop buying them and stop dumping money in Ultimate Team, which is great because it's helping, but there's always still going to be those people that don't stop doing it, and EA and 2K aren't going to change because of those reasons. And with the news of college video games for sports being brought back, it's kind of disheartening to know that EA is going to be at the helm for all of these, because it's just going to get turned into a microtransaction hell that all their games are now. And it really sucks too, because the college sports for video games on a basis, they're some of the best sports games out there in terms of March Madness and NCAA football, and the baseball is pretty good too. Basically, to leave it off, I want to just say that the reason these games are failing and the reason that people are consistently stopping their purchasing them, it's just that they don't want to spend money every single year, because in terms of like Ultimate Team, you can't succeed if you don't spend at least $100 a year. It's just no money spent teams are almost impossible, and it's so grindy, like on a whole nother level. Well, that's going to end the video for today. If you made it to this far, thank you for watching. And if you want to, drop a like and a sub, as I'd really appreciate it. And new video will be coming out on Wednesday, so yeah, check in then.